Greetings and salutations, folks. Welcome back to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, where we are temple-bound. But for now, it looks like we're just making our way slowly down this slope to the temple itself.
26th of November, 1603. At dinner, Lopez asked me if I believed these heathens were worthy of the artifact's alleged power. I had to admit that the Paititians seemed noble and industrious. However, their taut skin, stretched tight over sinewy muscles, and lack of shame made them more similar to beasts. And what of our leaders in the society, he then asked. Should they be able to wave their perfumed and ring fingers in any direction and expect us to obey, to return and sit at their side when they beckon? Do they not treat us as inferior beings, as beasts as well? I had no answer. What he'd said was heresy and treason, but in some way, I wondered if it wasn't the truth.
Although I suppose shame is a fairly human condition. If we were supposed to have come from apes, they don't seem to be very shameful about slinging poop at each other.
It's not Maya or Inca.
What peoples ventured in these lands and decided to just toss up random skulls everywhere? They were like, hey, what should we do with the decor? Well, the last issue of Tomb Digest.
That I could dive.
Yeah. At least he's nice enough to actually tell me it's safe. Tomb Digest says more skulls. I was expecting to be able to actually do the dive motion, but apparently the cinematic decided it wanted to take over. Is there more sunken treasure? There is. Oh. That is not sunken. Oh, nope. I should get air. Get. And now I should try not to get eaten. God damn it. That looked really dumb. I was not aware that I would also have to be evading angry fish. Alright, now that that is done, I can actually enter the temple. Which, okay, is it going to be filled with water because it's at the bottom of a lake? Or is it going to be surprisingly not filled with water? It's going to be filled with water. Of course, it is a sunken temple. But of course... what was that? That's just more time on the clock. And I see a flashing dot here. That should be a, It's very nice of the tutorial to come up after I was killed by piranhas for not swimming fast enough. Okay. Am I going to have to deal with more deadly fish? Yep. I see this trap. Now, in theory, I could just try to jump over, but, that seems like it would be a lot of risk. Huh. I think I've said this before, but this game does spend a lot of its time focusing on exploration and navigation of its environment. Oh. The tutorial text was out of view. I wonder if there's a way... So I mentioned earlier it would be the idea of providing tutorials for games even as you're still playing the game, because with a game that has a lot of functions going on, sometimes it's hard to remember what button does what. And I was thinking, like, maybe you have, like, more detailed tutorials at first, and then as the game progressed, the details would be fewer and fewer. But now I've got a different idea. Also, where does this go? What if your game also checked where your save file? Shotgun. Where does this go? What if the game also checked your last save date? So let's say you haven't played the game in like a month. The game would reinstate detailed tutorials. But let's say the last time you played the game was like an hour ago. Then it would not. Under the Ooh, challenge tomb. But I will need some air. Although it would be interesting if all of this challenge tomb was underwater. Interesting. Damn it. No. Where was I? There we go. So that's where I came from, that's where I'm going. Does this go anywhere? No, that's just air. That rhymed. Huh. Is that a statue? Oh. Okay. That's what I get for having expectations. They immediately get thrown out the window. Also, I think the music is kind of stuck in the creepy music mode because of the story event that happened. Oh, yeah. Of course, I am also surrounded by dead bodies, so... Ah, campfire. That's how you know you're safe. Alright, back up on our feet. Creepy music fully reinstated. That's how you know there's progress. How, like, the music drowns out when you're at the campfire. You know you're safe. The music comes back in.
There must have been an incredible battle here.
I see 1, 2... Yep, that's a lot of bodies, actually. This guy got, like, stabbed and shot a whole bunch of times.
This seems to be some kind of primitive sculpture of a human.
Alright. Anything else of note? And now it looks like there is a cart I'm supposed to push for reasons. Ah, yeah. Very basic puzzle. Push that out of the way.
Looks as though this was built to keep people in and not out.
And then push that one down as like battering ram. Just push this gross cart of decomposing bodies. Are they really decomposing anymore, though? I would imagine they've decomposed enough. They've moved on to the next step of their life, which is doing nothing. Oh.
A Spanish galleon. How did it get inside this cavern?
Clearly, the creators of this game have watched the movie The Goonies. And also, considering the fact that I was expecting just a regular challenge cavern, that everything would just happen to take place underwater, and now here's a Spanish galleon. Alright, where are jumping paths? Also, isn't this also the ending of, Wow, that was a very pre-scripted animation. The ending of Uncharted 4, I believe, also ends on an underground Spanish galleon. I was wondering how we were going to grab onto that. Is this related to the fight that happened out? These guys also got stabbed and shot a whole bunch of times. And I don't know about you, but I'm still finding the music to be a little bit unnerving. Like, I'm trying to focus on the exploration, but I clearly should have gone on with the plot and came back later. Anything there? Yep. Now I'm going to go back up for air, because breathing is important. So it seems like you're able to swim faster, but you don't necessarily make that much distance. Which I suppose makes sense because now you're exerting yourself more. Otherwise, you would only go fast at all times. Huh. Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't even look at what I was supposed to be jumping to. I don't...
It won't budge.
Hmm. So I doubt I'm expected to try to jump over these rocks. Oh, here's a path. And I want to twist that around.
Need to reach that crate.
Okay, so there's stuff outside here too. This pirate ship is a lot more complicated than I expected. And what on earth is a boom? I apologize, but I'm not particularly familiar with either boat or Spanish galleon terms.
I'll have to free that boom. Shit, the boom swung out too far to reach.
Alright. And I was just about to jump off too.
Have to orientate the boom.
Which would have definitely put me in deep water.
Have to orientate.
Actually, it looks like it would have done nothing because there was just nothing up here. Great. Now, what is the fastest and safest way down? Like, can I jump there? The answer is no. Okay. Back on the path. I wouldn't mind if Lara's advice was a little less cryptic, though. I don't know if that would be pandering in that case. Like, I guess, well, what if you had a choice then? Like, you could have her say, you could have her have no hints. You can have some hints like, need to orientate the boom. Or, see that rock over there, go to that rock. For the purposes of this playthrough, I would not mind. Let's see, that's where it used to be. Is that where it needs to be? I guess the answer to that question is yes. Okay, and then I move that around so that the box is over there, so I can jump. Okay. I think I see my way at least through this part of the puzzle very easily enough. And the game's saved, so I must be doing something right. Or the game just saves anyway, because it cares. It doesn't want me to lose my progress. Alright, so that means I could jump. And jump. And that's where I can then get to that convenient ladder over here. Those are really large ladder rungs. Although I suppose you wouldn't necessarily want them to be narrow.
Now to find out what the captain was holding.
And what was the captain holding on to? Oh my. That is a highly decorative
We underestimated
chair.
the natives, crafty bastards. Told us of a cave filled with gold, but they led us into a trap. The damn place was filled with monsters. After a ferocious battle, we pushed them back. The remaining men loaded the ship with whatever valuables we could find. The battle must have weakened the cabin, for when we tried to escape, it collapsed. I hear them out there, even now, digging through the barriers.
Ah, and thusly how a Spanish galleon ended up underground. I'll just be grabbing that priceless treasure, which I will sell and then buy special arrows with. Further increase breath capacity when swimming underwater. Nope. First money, then abandon ship. Oh, do I have room for medicine? Okay, so I've been selling off a lot of these basic items that I've kind of stocked up on. Because then you're just kind of sitting at max capacity, possibly holding on to things you're not using. Like medicine. Where's the way up from here? Nope. So I guess I just go out the way I came? Alright, then I'm just gonna cut back to whenever I happen to be back on the trail. Alright. So it looks like we're finally getting to where we're supposed to go. Which is back on track. And there's those familiar statues again.
December 1603. We've entered a cenote not far from the city.
A cenote. That makes more sense.
Lopez has spent the evening staring into the flames, utterly ensorcelled, his dinner untouched. Twice I attempted a conversation, but his silence rebuffed me each time. He is utterly focused on this artifact. If I were a more superstitious man, I would wonder if the artifact is speaking to him directly. The soldiers keep to themselves as well. They seem anxious for battle. One of their dogs stared at me all evening, as though I were to be his next meal.
There seems to be a lot of paths down here. And it's getting a little bit tricky to kind of figure out, okay, which paths move forward and which paths don't. Especially since my waypoint is gone. This one seems like it goes... You know, if only there was a giant pillar of light behind a hanging corpse to really orient myself on a day-to-day basis. I'd be like, what am I doing with my life? Where am I supposed to go? Just look towards the horizon. It will guide you. Okay. And there's a helmet of a friendly dead conquistador. I say friendly because he's not going to stop me. He may have been unfriendly while he was still alive.
It's just a noise.
It's just a set of competing string instruments. Although having an artifact that twisted men into monsters is very Uncharted of this crew. Just look at the first... Right now, unfortunately, the plot of the fourth one escapes me. Oh yeah, it had the pirates, the gold treasure. But the first three Uncharted games all featured characters looking for treasure that really turned people into horrible monsters. Oh, that's one of the Trinities, men. Ah, damn it. And he's got a shotgun. Fantastic. His prevalent shotgun and shotgun shells shall be mine. Balanced and reliable in any climate, in any situation.
Trinity soldiers who went missing.
Thank you for watching. If you've still got the itch for more content, why not give one of those links a try? Got some questions or comments? You can comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. In the meantime, so long, folks.